Hey, what's up everyone? John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions, and today we're going to be working on the chassis of Mr.Hanneys. I put some big tires on it and tubbed it. I'm going to hopefully finish the tubbing today. I actually sent the truck out in 2021 to have the ladder bars and coilovers installed, and that project took the whole summer. I only made it out one time, and I knew it wasn't 100%, but I was just so eager to get my truck back. I didn't want to say didn't care, but I knew I would have to straighten things out for this season, for 2022. The ladder bars were on upside down, and I was told that the reason why they did that was because of the way the frame in a truck lies compared to the way a truck and the truck compared to a car. It had to be done. So I took the rear end out and I took it over to Race Engineering and had the ladder bar brackets in the back put on correctly so I can put the ladder bars on the right way. This is how they go on in the car or in the truck. This is how they were installed. And they're like, well, it'll be fine, it's a ladder bar. And I'm like, well, there's a certain geometry to all this, and pivot points, and the angle of the pinion and everything all goes into place. So I knew it wasn't right. So I took the rear end, I had the ladder bar brackets installed correctly. And at the same time, I put tubs in it. So I cut the wheel well in half, extended it out about 5 or 6 inches, and then filled in the gap with metal. That all turned out good, but then when I went to go put the ladder bars on with the new brackets, the rear end was sitting in the truck cockeyed. So as I get to looking, the brackets on the driver's side of the truck were installed incorrectly. And how they were installed, they're supposed to go in the rear end, you know, like so. They were installed like this. So the further down you went on your ladder bar adjustment for the front heim, the further it brought the rear end and made it crooked in the truck. So we did measuring, and I kind of come up with that the ladder bar cross member is a little off, not much. These were off. The ladder bars were upside down. So what I end up doing is the brackets that were welded on crooked, I already cut off. So, and I have new brackets, and what I want to do is I'm going to cut the bracket here and here, place those on the rear end, and I'll be able to weld all the way around not the rear end, place them on the cross member, and then weld it all the way around. I'll take the camera off the tripod and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, this is the passenger side, which is just fine. This is the driver's side, and I cut off everything but the back part of the bracket. So I'm going to cut these so they slide over the cross member, and we'll be able to weld those on. This way I can get the rear end square in the truck. And these brackets are because the frame is so high up in the truck, and that does lower the cross member down where it needs to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these ladder bar brackets cut and fitted to go in the truck, so I can have Dennis from Race Engineering come and weld them in for me, and then we're going to do some grinding on the wheel tubs, get some of the welds down so we could get those painted. So let's get going on that project. Well, there they are. Let's see if they fit. And of course, we'll get a bubble level on here and make sure that they're square. I'm gonna let Dennis put these on for me. He's a chassis builder, so that's gonna be his job. All right, the letter bar brackets are done. Gonna wait for Dennis to come out here and weld them. Let's work on these wheel tubs. Well, there's the tub. So what I did is we just cut the stock wheel tub down the middle, which was right here. So this was over here. Spaced it out, welded it in there, and then I made a filler piece. And last week we welded this all in. I went and got a new welder for this job and some other things I've been doing around the shop just because the old welder I had wasn't working very good. I'll show you the welder. This is it. It's a Lincoln. I bought it brand new. It's a 210, and you can plug this in the 220. You could plug it into 110. It's got a plug for both. It's electronic. It's got a little electronic screen in here. I don't have it plugged in, otherwise I'd show you. And I had this old Miller, the one right below it. I had this old Miller welder that really just didn't work that good. It gave me fits. The wire kept on jamming. I put new tips in it. I could never get a nice clean weld out of it. Not that I'm no expert welder. I'm a backyard welder. But this will make an average welder do pretty good with just a little bit of practice. Like I said, it's got a little screen here. You pick your speed, your voltage, and it tells you, you pick out how thick the wire is or how thick the metal is and what you're welding. There's the feed, the wire, some extra tips down there. And I tell you what, I gave $2 grand for this, and it works great. What we did, and we did this last weekend, and we got a little rambunctious. That's why I got some buckling in my metal. But we did a better job on the other side. We took our time and went from different spots, but the welds still need to be ground down a little bit. And I'm just gonna, once I get these done, I'm just gonna undercoat them on the outside here, and that should look good. If it was a car, I'd put carpeting over it, but it's not. So let's, I'm gonna get grinding on these and try to get this done today. Well, that didn't turn out too bad for a transmission guy. My fabricating skills are just I'm definitely just a backyard fab guy. I got friends that do way better than me, but this ain't bad.
Why don't you take that piece of shit back to the junkyard?